Next, anticipating SEO problems before they happen. Plan for some drop in rankings when a new site launches for 30 to 60 days. Now, Michael, you probably have a little more experience in this than I do because you're doing full websites with your shop. But talk to me a little bit about. I'm guessing I'm kind of coming in here as a student right at this point. So like, when you update a website, a lot of times you're changing the design, but not necessarily all of the content.
Yeah.
So best practice would be to take your content that's performing well, don't change any of it. You might change the design around it, and the URLs would remain the same.
Yeah.
So to me, that would mean in Google's eyes it's the same, but it's not always the case. So why don't you clue me in on why that's the case?
Yeah, I'll give you the pros and cons. So there are a lot of things that we do when we launch a new site to ease the transition. So 301 redirects are very common. Often if
that's just for people that might not know, that's when
you have a URL changing and you say, we know the old one, we know the new one. Hey, search index, here's where this page went. And that makes it a little more seamless. But often there's a lot of clearing out the dead wood in old content. And so Google may have known you for topics A, B, and C. And if you've evolved and changed as a company and said, hey, going forward, we're going to be topics A and B, and C we've jettisoned. So that may be really smart for you, but it's easier for Google to index and say, oh, they don't have anything about C anymore. Get rid of that. And then it seems like to me, there's like a 30, 60 day lag time for A and B to sort of rise to replace what was lost. It's really a shift in the focus with search engines as you make changes in your content that you have out there. And so, and there's also just a little bit of technical Google getting reoriented and saying, okay, let's make sure we've got a good handle on what's going on with this website.
Yeah.
And so I think they kind of tap the brakes when they see a new website. I don't know.
Like
Google,
if a lot of stuff changes at once, they say, wait a minute, something's, we're going to.
I feel like they tap the brakes on people a little bit. And I see that in rankings. I feel like we have kind of an inevitable 30 to 60 or even 90-day dip that we then recover and surpass. And so if you have to make these changes, my quote is history moves forward in fits of violence. And so one of those violent acts is letting your rankings go down so that you can grow and become known for what you should be known for, which could include an entire reimagining of your top nav, renaming services to be more focused on customer pain points. There are a lot of things that happen in a redesign that search engines use the luxury of giving themselves time to reorient themselves to a URL. And sometimes that hurts the rankings temporarily.